Hi everyone, welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales. I'm your host Adrian and I hope you're having an amazing day. Today's episode dives deep into a fascinating, somewhat sneaky move by the British media, specifically Channel 5, who decided to release a documentary titled Harry and Meghan, Where Did the Money Go? On the same day as the Trooping the Colour celebrations. Now, if that title made you raise your eyebrows, you're not alone. Because once again, instead of celebrating their monarchy and the so-called working royals, the British media shifted their focus straight back to Harry and Meghan. The obsession continues. But let's break this down. What does the documentary claim? What's the truth about the Sussexes' finances? And why is the royal family struggling without them? Let's unpack everything. Smoke, mirrors and jealousy. The timing was too perfect to ignore. On the very day the UK was celebrating King Charles's official birthday, complete with pageantry, horses and stiff royal waves, Channel 5 aired a primetime documentary scrutinising Harry and Meghan's wealth. Where did the money go? They asked. But really, this wasn't a question. It was a loaded statement disguised as journalism. The title itself implies a kind of financial recklessness, a they must be broke tone, designed to raise doubt and stir gossip. However, anyone who actually watched the documentary could see that it wasn't exposing some hidden bankruptcy scandal. Instead, it was the same old curiosity wrapped in envy. How are Harry and Meghan still thriving after leaving the royal family? That's the real headache for the British press. Let's rewind to early 2020, when Harry and Meghan announced they were stepping back as senior royals. The British press immediately predicted doom. Headlines screamed, "They'll be broke in a year," "They'll come crawling back," or "The Hollywood fantasy won't last." A fast forward to 2025, and not only are Harry and Meghan doing fine, they're doing better than expected. Their home in Montecito is stunning, their careers are booming, their children are growing up outside the fishbowl of royal scrutiny, and they continue to have global influence. So naturally, the same voices that predicted failure are now asking, but how are they affording all this? Because they can't fathom that independence could actually work. It's almost offensive to them that Harry and Meghan didn't fall apart without the monarchy. And that's where this documentary comes in. Not to inform, but to stir doubt, push envy, and keep the Sussexes on the front page. Let's address the documentary's central question. Where did the money come from? Well, unlike the veiled insinuations, the real answer is simple. Harry and Meghan work. The Netflix deal. In 2020, the Sussexes signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix. This wasn't charity, it was business. Netflix needed big names, and Harry and Meghan brought in a global audience. Their docuseries, Harry and Meghan, broke streaming records and became one of Netflix's most watched documentaries ever. They earned their paycheck. The Spotify deal now concluded. Meghan's podcast Archetypes made waves, landed top guests and received awards. The Spotify partnership wasn't as long-lived as Netflix, but it paid well and put Meghan's voice front and centre. Prince Harry's book Spare. This memoir became an instant bestseller. Despite attempts by the British press to ridicule it, the book sold millions globally. Harry's vulnerability and honesty attracted both praise and criticism, but financially it was a huge success. Speaking engagements. Since stepping back, both Harry and Meghan have spoken at major global events. Whether it's about mental health, feminism, climate change or social justice, they are in demand. And yes, these events pay well. Investments and business ventures. The couple also co-founded Archewell, their foundation and production company. Archewell includes both non-profit and business arms. They've invested in ethical ventures like Cleaver Blends, a wellness brand. Meghan even made headlines when Oprah backed the same brand. Inherited wealth. Harry also inherited money from Princess Diana, reportedly about £10 million, plus additional sums from the Queen Mother and Prince Philip. So no, Harry and Meghan are not broke. In fact, they're among the most financially savvy royals in history. Let's be honest, the documentary wasn't really about money. It was about resentment. Because here's the uncomfortable truth for the British tabloids. They lost their biggest stars. And the ones left behind just don't sell papers. Look at the Trooping the Colour attendance this year. Reports suggested fewer than 1,000 attendees. Many of them were tourists, not patriotic Brits. Gone are the days of massive crowds lining the mall. In contrast, Harry and Meghan's appearances, be it a red carpet event, a children's charity or a podcast drop, get international coverage. That's what bothers the media most. Not where the money came from, but the fact that Harry and Meghan don't need the royal family to be relevant. They chose independence and they thrived. Even royal insiders are beginning to whisper what the press won't say out loud. The royal family is struggling to stay interesting. During the Trooping the Colour ceremony, it wasn't Prince William or Kate Middleton making headlines, it was the absence of Harry and Meghan. Even the Daily Beast, known for its traditional royal coverage, ran with this headline, "Harry-shaped hole haunts Charles's birthday parade." Think about that. They weren't there, but still made the front page. What does that tell you? It tells you that without Harry and Meghan, the monarchy's modern narrative is dull. The senior working royals, Charles, Camilla, William, Kate, Edward, Sophie, Anne, are all trying their best, but they don't inspire the kind of global fascination that the Sussexes command. King Charles has been vocal about his vision for a slimmed-own monarchy, but what we're seeing now is less slim and more stripped bare. There are only 7 senior royals carrying the public duties. With Princess Kate undergoing health challenges and Prince William keeping a lower profile, the pressure is immense. The absence of Harry and Meghan is felt more acutely than ever. And who remains to inject charisma, youth or modern relevance? Certainly not Prince Andrew. This reality is hitting the press hard. Without Harry and Meghan to prop up headlines, British tabloids are forced to fabricate drama or dig into older scandals. Even then, it doesn't sell like it used to. There's another layer to this obsession with the Sussexes. One word: control. The royal family. And by extension, the press that props it up has always controlled its own narrative. That's why finances are a key focus. Money was traditionally used to silence royals. Cut off the cash and you cut off their voice. Except not this time. Harry and Meghan's independence scares the institution because they can't be reined in. They can speak freely, choose their own causes, expose hypocrisy, and shape their image without palace gatekeepers. The British media's constant cries of "where did the money go?" aren't about concern. They're about disbelief and bitterness that the monarchy's control system no longer works on them. Despite endless claims that no one cares about Harry and Meghan anymore, the facts say otherwise. Every time they show up, they trend. Every project they release breaks records and every public absence becomes a headline. Even when they're not in the room, they dominate it. So Channel 5's documentary wasn't an exposé, it was a confession that the British press still can't quit Harry and Meghan. They miss the glamour, the global attention, the diversity, the authenticity. But most of all, they miss the money the Sussexes generated just by existing within the system. And now that they're gone, the only way to cash in is by dragging their names through the mud. So there you have it, another week, another attempt by the British media to investigate Harry and Meghan, only to end up revealing their own obsession and irrelevance. The Sussexes have built a life rooted in independence, success, and purpose. They don't need to explain their wealth to anyone, least of all to institutions that try to break them. Let me know what you think. Did you watch the Channel 5 documentary? Did it raise genuine questions, or was it just another smear campaign in disguise? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from Meghan and Harry Tales. I'm Adrian, and I'll see you next time with more truth, more insight and more Sussex strength. Until then, stay thoughtful, stay kind and keep telling the real story. Bye for now.